I'm going to show you how to go from a blank OBS screen to a full OBS scene for streaming on a $350 laptop. What's going on? So in today's video, I want to answer a question that I even struggled with as a beginning streamer, and I'm still just getting my feet wet into streaming. However, a huge question I see on Reddit forums and everywhere is, what are the best settings for streaming? Well, I'm going to show you how to set up your stream on OBS on a $350 laptop, and then I'm going to be playing some Among Us and doing the test stream settings out, and we're going to go through it all. So let's get into it. So if you're just starting streaming, I know you're probably frustrated and definitely overwhelmed, but my goal on this channel is to help you make your stream look and sound more professional, or even your YouTube videos. So if that's something you're interested in, please subscribe to the channel. Well, by the end of this video, my goal is to have your OBS running smooth for your stream and recording, so you could just have it set and get going. Let's get into it. Here we go. So I'm going to be using a computer that's probably not ideal for streaming. It's a Dell Inspiron, if that's how you say it, a Dell Inspiron 15. My wife bought it a few years back. It was only $350. I tried to find this exact model and try to link it in the video. However, I couldn't, probably because it's outdated. So I'm gonna open up OBS for the first time. Here we go. Okay, so here we go. Just opened it. I'm going to optimize for streaming. Recording is secondary. And I just suggest you do this just to let it go through this process. So we're gonna hit next. Now I wanna stream at 720, and I honestly recommend you do that for everything, and 30 frames per second. And I say that because most people are watching on mobile, or even on their computer, or maybe even on a TV, but I'd say most people are gonna watch you mobile on their phone. So 720 at 30 frames per second is great. It's gonna look beautiful. It's not gonna crunch your computer, and the person streaming it, wherever they are, they're not having to use a ton of data because it's 720, you know? Next. All right, so this is the next part. So it wants you to link your service, and I'm gonna go through Twitch, and I actually recommend that you connect your account, not use a stream key, and I'll show you in a bit. So I'm gonna go ahead and connect my account. All right, so we linked our Twitch account. I'm gonna go ahead and just go through these settings right now. I'm gonna just click next. So prefer services Twitch, prefer hardware encoding, and estimate bitrate and bandwidth test. I'm gonna let OBS go ahead and do this for me, and we're gonna have to probably adjust it later. So we just hit next. What that's doing is it's sending a signal through the internet, trying to figure out the best bitrate. Oh, that's cool. So it tested a few different servers. All right, so it did what it's gonna do. It suggests a video bitrate of 6,000. We'll see when we do some test streams in a bit. I tend to find my sweet spot is about 4,000 bitrate for some reason, but we're gonna go through it and we're gonna test it out and we're gonna see what happens. Just hit apply settings, boom. So here's the reason why I wanted you to link your Twitch account, not use a stream key. When you link your Twitch account, it gives you these pop-up windows, so you can have your stream chat through OBS, you can update your stream information before you go live, and then there's also a few other windows that I'm gonna show you how to get in here. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna organize this. The first thing I'm gonna do is right-click into this mixer, and I like to do a vertical layout, and bring this over here and kind of split my scenes and sources. This is all personal preference. You don't have to do this. And what I'm gonna go ahead and do is we're gonna go into settings now. All right, so we're in settings in general. There's nothing really I wanna change here. Let me see. There's nothing I wanna change. Stream, Twitch is linked. Twitch chat add-ons, I'm gonna do none. I'm gonna do output, 6,000. We're probably gonna change that a little later. Encoder is hardware. I'm using a laptop, so I'm using hardware to encode it because I don't have a powerful GPU. If you had a better computer, you'd probably want to use your GPU as your encoder. You know, if you had a NVIDIA, I think GTX, anything like 10 series or up, you can get NVENC, and that's great to encode. And that's actually what I'm recording with, is a 1060 Ti on my PC I built. However, sometimes if you're playing a game that's graphic heavy, you do want to move your encoder onto your CPU, your processor, your hardware. That way, your GPU, your graphics card, is processing all the game footage, and then your processing chip is going to encode and process your video. Recording path is my wife's computer, so her name's Tori, and we're just going to save it to videos. Recording quality, I like to keep it same as stream, so you're not changing. And honestly, I want to change this to an MP4. I do not like MKVs or movie files. I find MP4 is the smallest file size, gets you good enough quality. honestly, I'm not trying to be TimTheTatman and have these like 4K, you know, uploads. So I'm just trying to get good content out there that's actually watchable. And that's what you should be doing, you know? All right, and audio, this is a big thing I noticed. I hate how they have these global audio devices in default. So what I'm just gonna do is just disable them. And this might be a hot take, but I'm just gonna disable them. I hate them. They cause too much issues. Like I feel like I can't control them because they're just always there. Video, we're going back to 720, 30 frames a second. Hotkeys or something, we could get into it another time, but what this is if you don't have a Stream Deck, you could like use your number keypad, or you can do an alternate keypad or even a Stream Deck and start to program hotkeys so you can press a button on that keypad and change your scene. Let's go into advanced process priority file name. You could set a default file name. I'm just gonna keep it like that so it, you know, it's the date. And that's it. We're gonna hit OK. So now you notice in here, I don't have anything like this. I'm gonna rename this scene, call it Among Us. I like to have a scene for each game I stream. That's just me. And I'm gonna be doing this all with everything included on this laptop. You don't need any additional hardware. So 350 bucks, boom, you're streaming. All right, so we've got our Among Us scene. I'm gonna create another scene that is called Cam Source, boom. Okay, in this, I'm going to go ahead and add a video capture device. I call this laptop, custom, 1080 720, 30 frames a second. It's not crazy. Video format any, all these others, all these others, they just need to be default. And we're gonna go in here and do configure video. I'm gonna edit my white balance to where it looks natural. I always uncheck auto because it's just gonna always change. So this might be a little difficult. We're gonna go to camera control, undo exposure. Yeah, that looks natural. Okay, and okay. And then this, I don't know why this does this, but all right, we're gonna add an audio input capture. We're gonna call this laptop mic, boom, microphone Realtek. This thing probably sounds pretty decent. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna follow some setups that I did on another tutorial that I'll link to the end, is to get the best microphone settings out of any microphone with the free filters built in. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that right now and cut that out, and we'll get back into it. So we got our microphone settings set up to where it's something about pretty level. I'll kind of show you what they are, and then you can follow that other tutorial. It's a noise gate, suppressor, compressor, and limiter. That's it. And then what I'm gonna do to this, I don't know why it does it sometimes on webcams. I'm just gonna mute, and then I'm gonna right click on it and put hide. So all we see is the active audio channels. All right, so now I've got a cam source. So in Among Us, I'm going to go ahead and add a new scene. Okay, add existing, I'm gonna add that cam source, boom. So what it did is it brought that scene into this scene. And this is my webcam, so it's Among Us. So what I'm gonna do is you just click these arrows to drag and size and move it wherever you want. So I'm gonna probably get it somewhere about here. And I'm gonna trim it more to like a box and kind of scale it right back up. And I'm gonna put this dead center. Okay, so now I have my camera where I want it. And I'm gonna go ahead and fire up Among Us and get that bad boy in here. So I got Among Us running here, creating my own private. I'm just gonna Alt Tab over. Now we've got the game running. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna add a new source into my sources list in Among Us. And what I'm gonna do is go ahead and do game capture and see if this registers the game. Capture any full screen application, capture specific. I wanna do capture specific, and I wanna make sure it always just captures Among Us. Bada bing, and that is it. So for some reason, this is probably at 1080, so I'm gonna drag this down, bring this up to my top corner, then rescale this bad boy so it matches my 720. And then whatever is on top in your sources list is what will be on top. So what you want to do is click this, and I need to re-maximize this. And so click your source, and then you're going to click the down arrow, boom, and then I've got my cam on top of it. Awesome. We've got our game capture going on behind us. We've got our camera source in front. So what I'm gonna do on top of this is I'm gonna follow my own create your own custom overlay tutorial that I'll link to in the video description below. That way I can kind of make this look like a nice stream. So when we come back, we'll have that set up. Okay, so here I am in OBS, and what I've done is created a little pop-up slideshow that you see there. These are all free elements I have on my Discord channel, so if you want to join and download those, you can find them. Anyway, so I have that pop-up. I did a recent follower, which is just myself, and I also put in my graphic, my recent follower graphic. I got my cam source, and then I put in a color source. So what I'm going to do is actually select those and group them. Group selected items, name it group 1. The awesome thing with groups is in one scene you could just select it, and now I could just scale all this proportionally together. So a couple things before I actually start streaming. I want you to log into your Twitch account and archive your past broadcasts, and I'm going to show you how to do that real quick. I'm going to go right here. So you go into your creator dashboard, go to settings, stream, store past broadcast. Boom. It's going to store your previous streams for up to 14 days. This is great because it allows you to re-watch your streams when they're done and see if there's anything you messed up. Okay, so now we have game audio, and I did that all by using Voicemeeter Banana, which is a free program. I routed my desktop audio to the Voicemeeter aux. You can see it right here. I have my output going to my speaker headphone from the laptop, and my other output is my Voicemeeter cable input. And then I created a new source called Audio Output Capture, and I chose my, I named it VB Cable, and then I chose my output as cable input, and that's it. Boom, we got it routed. What I'm gonna do, since I have all this set up now, I wanna show you how to create a second scene. So I'm gonna right click on this, and I'm just gonna duplicate, bam, Among Us 2. All right, I'm gonna move that up. Here's why we want this. Sometimes you'll want a scene that's a little bit different, like you could see how I have my, my stream right now. I'm gonna put this right here. I'm gonna move this whole thing right here. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna add a new color source. Since I know what my color is, I like to use. I'll move that all the way to the bottom. Bam. And so transitions, there's a free transition called Move, which is what I use on my PC. So I go something like this. It's a free thing. You just install it and it gives you those functions. But right now, I'm just gonna show you, you have the default fade, which just gives a quick little fade between them. I got everything set up. I'm gonna go ahead and do a test stream, and then we're gonna come back and kind of react to it. Let's see how it goes. Let's see what this is like. Start it up, son. Look at that. This is like the built-in mic on a laptop. Okay, here we go. Crewmate, I like it. Now, since I'm using a turd mic, my built-in mic, I'm sure you can hear all my clicks. So I'm gonna try and go quiet. Holy God. Here's where I alt-tab over and switch scenes. So you can't even see it from the viewer end. That's amazing. That's fantastic. All in all, it's crazy. $350 computer. You could start streaming Among Us immediately. Okay, so before I'm done with this, what I wanted to do is show you in settings. If you are dropping frames and having issues, the thing you need to mess with is in your output, you need to mess with your video bitrate. And I think the sweet spot is somewhere from 3,000 to 6,000 kbps. And I found that 4,000 is just decent, but for some reason on this, when it did the optimizing, it suggested 6. But you know what? I just did that test stream. It turned out flawless and fantastic. I'm actually surprised that it ran the game, ran OBS. I mean, it is running it at, let's see here, 17% CPU. When I had Among Us open, it was running at like 30% CPU. So, I mean, there's still some power left. I could run maybe another game. Maybe I'll try this with Fortnite and see how it goes. Well, thank you for watching. If you found any of this helpful, please go ahead and like the video and subscribe to the channel. And if you have any issues, please feel free to go ahead and comment to the video or find me on Discord and we'll start a chat up. Anyways, if you like the music playing in the background, I am building a copyright-free Spotify playlist called Stream Tunes Lo-Fi Beats. That link is also in the description below. So other than that, I appreciate you taking the time to watch this video and we'll see you on the next one.